Fans, the game is over. Welcome to the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. Bet above the rest. Only at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Milwaukee. After the last pitch, you've made the switch for 21 seasons. We'll hear from the manager, the players, and the highlights from the game. It's time to talk about the game and the team with Tim Allen on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Well, it is a final, the game and the trade deadline. Some would say both of those results are not good. Welcome in, everybody. It's the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show as the Brewers fall 4-3. There's Steve Sparky Pfeiffer, Tim Allen. Tim and Sparky days, they continue here. And the Brewers have scored 6 runs in their last 3 games. Just saying.
This was to be expected today. Talked about it this afternoon on Wisconsin Sports Daily. Anytime you are a Midwest or East Coast team coming back off of a West Coast trip, the first home game after that trip is normally the stinker offensively. And it was not completely a stinker. They got 3 runs, but it was a struggle against Bubba Chandler, obviously.
Oh, clearly it was. And he's good. And he's really good. And when you have your main hitters in a little bit of a funk, you can't rely on the lower end of this order every single game. I mean, your guys have got to start hitting offensively. The Tarangs and Jacksons and
Contreras.
Wild Bills and Christian Yelich and Andrew Vaughn and Jake Bowers and everybody. No, Bowers actually doing pretty good. Had a base running blunder that turned out to be a run today. So you did have a little bit of good luck in there. But coming on the heels of what I've been reading, I don't know what your Wisconsin Sports Daily show earlier this afternoon, the fans had to say about this deadline. But I'm seeing on social media, and my phone blew up for the most part all day today, with Brewer fans not being happy. They were just not happy today. Now, Dustin May, I think, is a great pickup. I do. I think the 2 relievers, really good pickups. But I think Brewer fans, I'm not going to speak for them. You guys can speak for yourself, as we're going to be on here for a while on the Nicolay Law Talk and text line 414-677-1250. But the consensus, unscientific as it is, on my phone, people not happy with the Brewers today.
I gave it an F. The Dustin May trade, I tweeted it out right away. That's an absolute F. That's a failure. And I mean, we're going to hear from Matt Arnold. He talked to the media after the second inning. So we'll play that back for you. And he pretty much just said, hey, prices are high at the trade deadline. You know, you got to give up something to get something. That very well may be. But by the time that Skubal deal is done, and the time this Dustin May deal is done, the Cardinals may have got a better haul than the Dodgers did. That's what I think. Ragsdale is a stud.
And
there was
young as they are.
Young is nothing. He's at Double-A. He would have been here possibly by next September. 22, is he? 21, 22? And then Frias, I mean, they were talking about him like the next Churio just a little while ago. Then MLB Pipeline redoes their prospect list for the Cardinals after that trade, right? Frias is their number 4 prospect right now. Ragsdale, number 10.
It's really interesting how Pat Murphy put it before the ball game today, and we're going to get a clip or 2 of that a little bit later on during the show. I think it's really interesting on how Pat Murphy protected the moves or lack thereof. Really interesting.
I've got that whenever you're ready.
Yeah, well, we'll set it up. We'll set it up again after the break here because we'll meet our network affiliates here.
About 3 minutes we have.
Just a couple of minutes. But check this out, what Pat Murphy had to say before the game today.
And the fans have every right to have any opinion they want about what we should or shouldn't do. But I can tell you this, to make trades and to acquire players and to give up prospects, I mean, the lifeblood of an organization like ours is that minor league system. And to just haphazardly give it away because now is the time, I hear all the comments. I shouldn't say I hear all the comments. I hear secondhand the comments that are made. And, fans can have any right they want to have. Nobody wants to win more than the guys in that room. But we're all working in a framework that has to make sense. And so it's hard to make trades. It's not as easy as, well, just this guy for this guy, this guy. I mean, it's just not that easy. And the rating of prospects and all that kind of stuff, be careful. That's been proven not to be very valid specifically. So, yeah.
So, yeah. It's be careful on ratings of prospects.
Yeah, I mean, you don't buy into where guys are rated on a list, like on MLB Pipeline or Baseball America.
Yeah. No, I understand. Then you ask the team that you're trading with, don't you? Where they have your prospects ranked. Or do they lay in the weeds like the Cardinals might have? Say, well, you know what? We'll take, we tried for Fisher and Madej or Pena or name the biggies. Adam Shesky, Burke, Payne, whoever. And you said, well, you know what? Well, I guess we'll settle for these other two. I don't know. He went on to say that it's not as easy as just outbidding.
Yep.
And that part I have an issue with, because I don't know if I've disagreed with Murph more on any topic than that right there. Yes, that's what it's all about. Outbidding the other guy. That's what you do. Isn't it?
I thought that was the goal. But again, we don't know what all went into this. Did he not want to come here and they obliged him because he's been in Detroit for so long and sent him where he wanted to go?
That's an issue.
Or are other owners pushing for that deal that happened to LA so they could get the salary cap in the CBA?
There's a conspiracy.
I'm just saying.
We'll unpack all of that. Stick around. Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show. Tim and Sparky talking about a 4-3 loss in the trade deadline.
Fans, the game is over. Welcome to the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. Bet above the rest. Only at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Milwaukee. After the last pitch, you've made the switch for 21 seasons. We'll hear from the manager, the players, and the highlights from the game. It's time to talk about the game and the team with Tim Allen on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
It's a final at American Family Field, and the results are not good. Brewers fall in game one of this 4-game set to the Pittsburgh Pirates again. Welcome in, everybody. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Not only the game disappointing, but a lot of fans thinking that the trade deadline was disappointing. We're going to get your reaction on all of the above. But if you were tuned in locally in Milwaukee, we just touched on this real briefly, but we'll catch you guys up throughout this great state of Wisconsin. That Murphy tried to protect a little bit on commenting prior to the game that you can't haphazardly just throw your prospects around haphazardly. Yeah, like they're going to do that. Come on. Of course they're not. Matt Arnold's not going to do that. But the trade deadline did net you a starting pitcher, a couple of relievers. You happy about that? There's Steve Sparky Pfeiffer, Tim Allen. Again, talking about the trade deadline and the Brewers' 4-3 loss. So those players won't make you better? Do you think the team got better with those 3 players? Sensatella,
well, I mean, think about
Romero, and May.
So we're assuming Sproat's gone based on the fact that he hasn't been good. Murphy pulled him in the middle of an at-bat. I'm pretty sure.
Never seen it before.
Yeah, you can kiss him goodbye. I mean, he's enjoy Nashville. So is Dustin May better than Sproat? Yes, he's better than Sproat, right? I mean, he's got a 4.35 ERA. Sproat has over a 5. However, on the road, Dustin May has over a 6 ERA this year away from St. Louis. So we'll see what that plays like in Milwaukee. So you have that. Then you get a lefty reliever, who we had Matt Pauly on today on Wisconsin Sports Daily, played it back on the leadoff show.
3-3 for Romero.
Correct. However, it was said that if you overwork him, then things will go wrong on you. So he's got to get his rest. So you have that.
And he's out still for about, 2 or 3 weeks with appendicitis.
Correct. And, watching his highlights, his out pitch is like an 82-mile-an-hour slider. So we'll see where that looks like.
Gets lefties out at a good clip.
Correct. And then Sensatella was a starter and sucked at it. So they tried him in the pen this year. And his pen numbers are pretty good. His road numbers are 2-something ERA. So that's good. So hopefully that works out and gives you a veteran in the pen, and you can get rid of one of the younger guys maybe that you don't want to deal with anyhow. But man, guys like Garrett Stallings, man, I mean, I'm sure he's going to be the odd man out here, but he's pitched well.
Yeah, he looked good. He looked really good. So we want to get to you guys where the pulse is here. We've been talking so much here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, whether it was, a Wisconsin Sports Daily or the Mason Crosby Show or 9 to Noon with Kuhn and whoever it might have been. You've been hearing it for weeks and weeks and weeks. And now it's gone. And now you can react to this. You've processed it since 5 o'clock today. And now you can comment on it and how it looks to you. I would just say this, that if Scooble had anything to do with the Detroit Tigers accepting a lesser deal to go to the Dodgers, their president of baseball operations should be fired tonight. Is that a possibility? We heard Pat Murphy say prior to the game, Stevie, that don't know if Scooble had anything to do with that.
Well, Scooble, come to find out, let me see here. Scooble talked in L.A., actually, today. And let me read you some of what Tarek Scooble had to say. Every team could trade for me, Scooble said Monday from Wrigley Field. Every team could make that acquisition. I don't really sympathize with people that blame the Dodgers for anything they've done. They've developed a really good organization. They draft well. They acquire talent really well. They retain talent. It's a winning organization. Now the complaints seem to be because they've won the last 2 World Series. I don't think it was like that 3 years ago. So I don't really sympathize with people that are complaining because the Dodgers do all the right things.
Okay. And hey, I'm not saying they're a poorly run organization. I'm kicking it back over east here to Detroit. And that is, what's his name? Harris? Their president of baseball.
Scott Harris. Yes.
Scott Harris.
Yep.
If he consulted, this is my deal. If he consulted with Scooble and Scooble said, yeah, well, I'd prefer to go to the Dodgers. Just saying, if I have a choice. And Harris thought the deal was better to Milwaukee, but yet let Scooble sway him. Well, it's close enough. We'll send you to the Dodgers. You've been a good soldier for us. They should fire him immediately. It's a derelict of duty to not take the better deal. I find it hard to believe. Just this is my common sense. I've been wrong a million times, but I just find it hard to believe that the Milwaukee Brewers and Matt Arnold didn't beat those 3 players in an offer to the LA Dodgers. I just find that hard to believe. Whoever's ranking these guys, however you have them ranked.
Well, if they had Madej or Pena in there, both of those 2 guys are better than Zaire, the outfielder they gave up. And if you listen to people talk about why Detroit did it, it was about River Ryan, that 27, 28-year-old guy that's been nonstop hurt. They think he's the special player. Okay. Like I said, I would put my money on that Pena will be better than those guys, and that Ragsdale and Frias will be better than the guys that they got in that deal. And McKelvey, again, writes for the Brewers website, MLB.com, love me some Adam. He put out a comp type deal about what he thought the deal would be according to who he talked to. So I don't know if that was the actual deal the Brewers did or not, but Pena was in that deal that McKelvey had put out that was
and Henderson.
The comp. Right. That deal is a million times better than what the Dodgers offer. I saw them, I was like, that's not a comparable deal at all. Like, that's a slam dunk for the Brewers if that's what they offered.
If indeed that's what they offered. I have
he
no
didn't
reason
say that's what they offered, but he said according to somebody, that would be a comparable deal. It's not a comparable deal. That's a Brewers runaway deal.
Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. All right, well, let's get a couple of calls in here before a break. At Nicolay Law Talking text line, 414-677-1250.
All right, it's KJ in West Dallas. You're first up on the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show with Tim and Sparky. What's up?
Tim, Sparky, that whole debacle with the trade crap, that was just garbage, complete garbage. And all due respect to Murph, that was just a bunch of coleslaw he gave to the fans and whoever else, the media. That made no sense. Just a bunch of word salad to me. The Brewers are going to be in big trouble if they think that what they have right now is going to get them to the finish line. Nothing they did in this trade made any sense to me. They didn't get a bat. They didn't even sniff a bat.
He wasn't looking at a bat. Again, we'll hear from Matt Arnold coming up, but it sounded like all he wanted was pitching.
He's sticking with this offense.
Yeah, and you think that Joey Ortiz, Hamilton, Frelick, and all the other cast of characters are going to get you to where you want to go.
They might.
You got another thing coming.
They might. We'll see. Offense is volatile.
We'll see. Yeah, we're definitely going to see. I hate to be the Debbie Downer, Tim, but I'm so pissed off with this whole situation because this is every freaking year.
Every year.
And I think that they're going to get caught by the Cubs. Mark my words. By the end of August, I believe the Cubs are going to catch them. The Brewers are going to go into the wild card, and they're going to get their ass kicked in the first round.
Okay, thanks for the call. Way to bring sunshine to the conversation, KJ. This is the thing. The Cubs and the Brewers were doing two different dances today. The Brewers were doing the dance of, we got to do something. The Cubs were doing the dance of, we're catching the damn Brewers and
we're going to fix our pitching.
At all costs, we're catching the Brewers. And they went out and got two legitimate starters to come in here and fix it in Gausman and Clay Holmes. I mean, that's how you do it. Plus, they got some bullpen help to go along with it. Like, you could just tell, like, they are not losing this division again. That is what this is all about. Screw this. We're going to go win this division. I don't think it's even about the World Series. They just want to lose the division again. It happens every year. This was from earlier on, a few hours ago. But just to headline it for you, Tim. From the 414 and the Nicolay Law Talking text line. The deadline acquisition since 2023. Mark Hanna, Brandon Lockridge, Danny Jansen, Frankie Montas, Shelby Miller, Dustin May, JoJo Romero. Brewers fans deserve better. At what point is hoarding prospects no longer the objective? From the 414.
And that brings you exactly to, if not last year, if not this year, if not in 2024, you just listed them by the year.
Yep.
What would it take for this team to go out and do something that everybody across the board, from Eau Claire down to Kenosha, would be like, yeah, fist pumping, you finally did it. If winning more games than anybody else in the league 2 years in a row to this point, to the deadline, if that's not good enough, then it's never going to happen. Because you can't hardly win more games than you're winning right now. Can you?
Nope, not really. But I mean, you could argue they would have more wins. Had Priester and Woodruff been healthy all year, they probably would have more wins.
A few more wins.
Yep.
You can't do much better than this. So what story does it tell you? It tells you a story. And it's a little bit of a bedtime story too. Because this, if they haven't done it last year or this year, it doesn't appear they're ever going to do it then. You just heard Pat Murphy. And we can play it again, but
sure, I can play it again. Here we go.
Want to get calls in, but this is about 1 minute. So
it's 1
sit
minute.
tight and listen to this. If you're not, now keep this in mind when you listen to this. If you're so successful that you're winning more ball games than any other team 2 years in a row to the deadline, and you don't make the splashy go for it move by under everyone's definition, then they're just never going to do it. Here's Murph before the game tonight.
And the fans have every right to have any opinion they want about what we should or shouldn't do. But I can tell you this, to make trades and to acquire players and to give up prospects, I mean, the lifeblood of an organization like ours is that minor league system. And to just haphazardly give it away because now is the time, that's, I hear all the comments. I shouldn't say I hear all the comments. I hear secondhand
lightning rod right
comments
there
that are made. And,
Then when is the time?
There's not a time, Tim, because
There's apparently not.
We are here to entertain people for the summertime and, make them happy. And we're winning and people are tailgating and having a good time for 6 months.
What did you and I say?
If we go for it and we lose prospects and we have a decline, then that affects ticket sales, that affects revenue, so forth. We don't really want to go through that.
What did you and I both agree on weeks ago? Weeks ago leading up to this deadline. If they wanted anyone that was available, they had the ammunition to go get it.
They could have bought somebody that wasn't available if they wanted to.
Yep. The life's blood is that farm system. The life's blood keeps you alive for what? You fill in the blank then. You just heard Sparky say it. To have a fun summer and compete, which is great.
That's what Mark says he's here to do. And they've done it, just like he said, as an owner. That's what he's here to do.
All right, we promise we will get rapid fire phone calls after the break here. Stick around. Nicolay Law Talk and text line when a line opens up. You can jump in 414-677-1250. Tim and Sparky, 4-3 Brewers lose. Trade deadline in the rear view mirror, and we're talking about it, the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Brewers fall again to the Pirates. You realize they're now 1-6 against Pittsburgh this year?
It's not good.
And Brian Reynolds, another base hit just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. A little bit of a meeting after the game tonight between Pat Murphy, Matt Arnold, and Brandon Sproat.
See ya, Brandon.
Gee, I wonder what's going to happen there.
Just tell him about good places to go eat and drink in Nashville.
You realize those 2 wild pitches? Move that runner to third.
Mm-hmm.
That was the winning run.
That doesn't matter.
When he scored.
He was going down either way. I don't give a damn if he would have given up 2 hits tonight. He's the odd man out, regardless of what he did. And maybe that affected him. He probably knew he was the odd man out.
Yeah. I think that's part of it.
Sure.
Yeah, there's talent there, and I'm a Brandon Sproat fan, but I've disclaimed that with that's probably going to take some maturation. He's one of those pitchers.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get to you guys. Nicolay Law Talking text line 414-677-1250.
Mr. Ferguson, you're next here on the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show after the Brewers lose. What's up?
Hi, guys. I'm going to correct a couple of things if I could. First of all, there is as much chance that I was going to ever make it to the bigs as a Brewer as there was for Frias or Ragsdale. And I'll tell you why. There's one available outfield position on the Major League club as an everyday player.
No. Hold on. You don't know if Gary Mitchell's going to be here.
Lara and Churio are locked up long term.
Lara's making bench money.
Talk about Mitchell.
Lara's making bench. He's making bench money. That's only if he hits it. No. That's with escalators. If he hits his numbers and becomes a star player,
Mm-hmm.
that's what that is. That is not all guaranteed money.
They're still never getting over him. There's one spot available.
I think they could trade
Those
Lara.
guys were expendable. They were completely expendable players. You have 3 players in the minor leagues right now that play outfield that are above them.
Who?
And Williams?
Jet Williams sucks. Sucks. Like, they could have traded Jet Williams for you, Ferguson, and I would have said I'm okay with it.
Sparky, I don't know. Did you get like a Homer brain transplant? Are you like trying to vie for the championship? A horrible take.
Oh, you think he's good? Do you? Do you know what Jet Williams is playing this year? Jet Williams is hitting 234 this year.
Is a top 100 prospect.
I don't care what he is. He's 5'7". Who cares?
So only your opinion. Only your opinion matters.
No, what I'm telling you is you're saying he's better than. Ferguson, you're saying he's better than Ragsdale, who's got, 20, 25 home runs already. You're saying he's better than a guy that they're comparing to Churio.
He was sent because he strikes out 30% of the time.
Trade Fisher then.
Work on this team.
Might as well trade Fisher.
Fisher
Get rid of all the power in the farm system so we can have a 5'7" slap hitter. You'll be happy, though.
I honestly, guys, did you eat paint chips when you were little?
Maybe.
What's the matter with you?
What did Seattle
hitters,
think about Freddie Peralta when they traded him at 19?
Right. You got Lara, slap hitter. You got Jet Williams, slap hitter. You've got Freely, slap hitter. By all means, you want to collect a bunch of slap hitters, go ahead.
Slap hitter 2 years ago. You know who was a slap hitter 2 years ago? Tarag.
Yeah.
What is he now? Is he a slap hitter now, Sparky?
The slug's up.
Is he?
No.
Is he?
No, probably not. How many home runs does he have?
16.
16 home runs? Is that where he's at?
Pretty good.
I think so.
Hitting, is it? That's not slap hitting, is it? Nope, not at all.
He's also not 5'7".
Starting second.
He's 6 foot, 200 pounds. Jet Williams is 5'7", man. I'm sorry. I'm short. I'm 5'6". I'm just telling you, there's no chance.
Tame's ahead of these two. Braylon Tame
He's not. He was not ahead of Ragsdale. No, he was not. He was not ahead of the other one either.
If I could broker this, if I could broker this, so Friesen and Ragsdale, you lose them, okay? Did Dustin May and JoJo Romero? We'll see how that works out. But did it put you over the top to win a World Series? I think that's to make your point.
We can play Eric Kratz coming back, the former Brewers catcher on foul territory. He had thoughts on the Dustin May deal. We can play those for you coming back too.
All right, so stick around. We'll get to more calls. I'm telling you, this is a rather, I won't say dark day, Brewers are a good baseball team. Let's keep that in mind. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Tim and Sparky talking trade and Brewers.
Baseball fans, the game is over. Welcome to the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. Bet above the rest. Only at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Milwaukee. After the last pitch, you've made the switch for 21 seasons. We'll hear from the manager, the players, and the highlights from the game. It's time to talk about the game and the team with Tim Allen on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
It's Tim and Sparky tonight after a 4-3 Brewers loss, game one of this 4-game series. Hey, you're going to have to figure out these Pirates here a little bit, don't you think? Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios as they fall in game one. But more importantly, let's get into this trade deadline deal or no deal conversation. You know when you're having a bad day, things seem to snowball on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had jury duty today. How did that
Jury
go?
duty this morning. Had a bellyache. I didn't get the trial I wanted because I like jury duty.
You're the only person walking the face of the earth that likes jury duty. I swear to God.
I wanted to do it. When I got home, one of the dogs took a crap in the kitchen.
Oof.
And I stepped in it.
Oof.
Okay. When that happens, dog owners, you got me on this one. When that happens, you might as well not even eat lunch. No matter how much you clean up or wash your hands, you're just thinking you're eating crap.
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Then nap went horribly today. Beautiful day today, though. I'll give it that. And then the Brewers did what they did at the deadline today. Melodramatic is the way I would put it. And I'm somewhat puzzled by it. I'm curious by it. And it has to come down to that question. If this type of season does not force feed you to, quote, go for it by all definitions, not just yours, not just, baseball analysts, not Bob Nightingale or any of the guys, by everyone's definition. Wow, Brewers went for it. If a season like this and last year doesn't allow you to go for it, then it's not going to happen.
Right.
Because they're never, I won't say never, but they're probably not going to consistently be the number one winning team at the deadline every season. So if this isn't the time, then what would be the time then? I'm confused by this.
I think that is fair things to think at this point. If you are a Brewers fan, and again, we're not getting any younger, you and I. So it's not like we're in our 20s and we have all the time in the world to just sit here and see what happens. But that is why I've said before, and I'll say it again. If Mark Etzedacio was the guy that was in charge of, say, the Bucks, Giannis would have been long gone. They never would have went into anywhere close to the second apron or the first apron, and that thing would have been a wrap. And that would have been it. And same thing if it would have been any other owner outside of those billionaire owners that we have. He is going to work within a budget, and he's going to stay within that budget. And the other thing you have working against you is, even as good as they are, it's not like you have guys knocking on the door to come play in Milwaukee for less money every offseason. Man, I want to go be a part of that winning team. They got a chance to win a World Series. I could be the missing bat. I want to go play there. I'll play for a minimum. I want to ring chase. There's not a lot of people ring chasing trying to come to the Brewers. When they ring chase, they want to go to the Dodgers or they want to go to the Red Sox or the Yankees or whatever. Yep. But the ring chasing is not happening in Milwaukee. This is Eric Kratz, who is just in town for the Alumni Legends game on foul territory after the Dustin May trade got done. It's him, Scott Braun, and AJ Przinsky. Check this out.
But this is the question I always ask. Does it move the needle, like Kratz said, in a playoff series? Does Dustin May make your team significantly better to where the Brewers can get to a World Series and win a World Series?
No. What did we say? I'll never forget you saying it. Like, what are we doing here? The Brewers had the best rotation in baseball, or best pitching staff in baseball, whatever it was. And do you remember who started for them in the playoffs last year? They had an opener. So to me, I'm not saying that's what lost them the playoffs, because ultimately they lost against the Dodgers, but to their admission, they were gassed after the Cubs series. Does Dustin May help them get out of that Cubs series, or whatever this year's series is? Does it help them get out of that? without being gassed, and then they can put their best foot forward to face the Dodgers, who also, by the way, could have been gassed too. So I don't know that I'm buying that excuse, but this is the organization's excuse.
Yeah, I don't think too many people would disagree with that.
And that's a guy that was just here talking to the Brewers brass, talking to the current players, talking to everybody else. He also had expectation of them doing something big. And this is clearly not it.
I'm stunned. They didn't actually take a big, giant leap.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all right, let's get to you guys. Let's go to Nick. Nick, you're going to be next here. What's on your mind, Nick?
All right. Well, it's deadlines like this where sometimes I feel like Matt Arnold is sipping on his Tylenol, taking a nap, while you got teams like the Pirates and the Cubs getting significantly better. I mean, it's deadlines like this where it's like I think to myself and say, damn, you know what? The Brewers have about as much of a chance of winning a World Series, let alone even getting there, as much of a chance as I have to date Sidney Sweeney.
No, that would be something.
Well, then settle for Paige Sporanic then.
Well, let me pour some salt on the wounds here.
Oh, thanks.
And this goes both ways. If you're trading for or if you're trading away a player, what is the purpose of prospect hugging? What is the purpose? Think back to 2018 when the Brewers traded for Christian Yelich. Have you ever heard of Louis Brinson before? Have you ever heard of Isan Diaz before?
Since.
Brinson was your number 1 prospect,
Yep.
and Diaz was your number 6 prospect.
Yep.
You've never heard of them before.
Well, we did. We all knew who they were prior to them being traded. Yes, we all
Right,
knew.
but since then, I think you mean
no,
since then.
no, since then, nothing. You're right.
Absolutely. But here's the thing. It can go the other way. Who knows what this Frias guy is going to do? Who knows? He could be really good. He could be really bad. He could be trash. I don't know. You never know until these guys get to the major leagues and play ball. You just don't know.
But you did it
Don't
in
know.
your
Nick.
own division, Nick.
Yeah.
Thanks for the call. This is my thing. Like, if you would have traded one of those two guys to, say, the Rockies, okay. If Ragsdale balls out with the Rockies, whatever. If Frias balls out with the Rockies, okay. Not to the Cardinals or the Cubs going forward to face them 13 times a year for God knows however long they're there. And you traded them not to the Pirates, who eventually won't be able to re-sign them. You gave them to St. Louis, who very well could keep them long term.
Yep.
That's the other part of this. Forget the idea that they probably gave up too much talent, but then it's who you gave the talent to. I mean, if they both pan out and you got to deal with both of them in your division.
Not only that, Weatherholt, Wynn, Walker,
Yes.
they're all young enough
Yes.
to link up with those guys if one or two. But one, I mean, the odds of these guys being superstars are not good. They're not good for almost every minor league player. The odds are not good that all of them in who's ever ranking these kids are going to be superstars. There's only select superstars, but it does happen. Look back to Freddie Peralta. Now, was he a superstar? Well, you could debate that. He definitely was a star. They got him at 19 years old from Seattle.
Yep.
Similar situation.
Mm-hmm.
All right. At least Seattle didn't trade him in division. But again, I just expected more. And I think that's fair to expect more. You guys, as baseball fans and Brewers fans, you guys know exactly what it takes to win a World Series. You guys know exactly what it takes, on at least on the surface, to go for it. You do. And this is what you've been given. You could make the argument. Now, again, this is probably stepping out a little bit, Stevie.
That's okay.
But you could make the argument that Carlos Rodriguez could do as well as Dustin May. I know that sounds crazy, but look at Dustin May's numbers. You can talk to me all day about stuff. Brandon Sprode has stuff. Look what happened there. Dustin May has some veteran experience. I understand. He's probably going to settle in, chew up a few innings. But Gasser's not doing that. Henderson's not doing that. Is Dustin May are you going to give Dustin May the ball and have him go 7 2/3? Or are you going to yank him just like you do Gasser after 5 or 6? Probably not going to change.
Dustin May at home in St. Louis this year, 12 games, 3.19 ERA, 1 home run, 64 strikeouts to 20 walks. Dustin May on the road, which Milwaukee is technically on the road for him, right?
But now it's home, though.
Oh, I'm just saying 2-4, 6.31 ERA in
What's
9
the whip?
starts. In 9 starts, he's given up 6 home runs in those 9 starts and 29 earned runs. The whip is 1.524
that's just
on
ridiculous.
the road.
Wow.
He's got 15 walks to 42 strikeouts at that point. So, not good.
All right, Ken, you're going to be next. What's going on, Ken?
Hey, Tim. Sorry, I haven't had a chance to call for a few weeks. And then Sparky, it's good to talk to you on the air for the first time. I have texted your afternoon show before. I think you do a great job of covering the baseball business, I think.
Thanks.
And I think that's something we need to keep in mind here. I know I hate to be so blunt about it, but professional baseball is a commercial amusement that masquerades as a sport. It just sucks that this particular commercial amusement is so tied to our collective joy and our memory making and our identity. So it means a lot. But with the trade deadline, let me just comment on the May trade and the Skubal non-trade. Like you, Tim, I'm high on Dustin May. I think at the very least, he allows you to send Sproat down. I think today we saw enough of Sproat, and just like Murphy saw enough of Sproat. And May at least is going to give you a better bottom floor. But at the top end, May has the potential to really dominate an opposing lineup. I mean, when he pitched in Milwaukee this year, he took a no-hitter into the 8th inning against us.
He did, and let Hook and Henderson get at him a little bit. Maybe he steps it up.
Yeah, those guys made Frankie Montas look like a serviceable pitcher a few years ago. So,
True.
I mean, I trust our pitcher development and our pitching brain trust to get the most out of this guy. And then on the Skubal non-trade, real quick to close out here, if that McCalvy proposal has any truth behind it, if the deal was it has to be Henderson or you're not getting Skubal, I'm not giving up Logan Henderson. I'm sorry. Not for 2 months.
Why?
Logan Henderson have 5 more years of this guy. Logan Henderson, isn't he the first player in baseball history to give up 2 or fewer runs in his first 10 starts or something like that?
There is a chance he's the number 3 going into the playoffs and not May.
I think he will be.
I think he's probably going to be. Right. I agree.
There's a significant chance. Bill, thanks for the call. There's a significant chance. And when we all talked about this, it was you're going to find somebody that's going to be the 2 or the 1 to Mizorowski, not the 2 not the 3 or the 4 to Harrison and possibly Henderson. That's not what the deal was. The deal was you were supposed to go find somebody better than Harrison. Let Harrison be your 3, right? And then go from there. And that's not what happened. And again, we don't know what all happened. I have no idea. Wasn't involved in the trade conversations, nor was Tim. We don't know what they offered him.
You didn't offer him enough.
But again, maybe. And maybe Skubal didn't want to come here, and the Tigers obliged and said,
why would they do that? Well, that's the thing. Why would they do that? If they did that, that would be way on the down low. We are never going to find that out. That would be professional suicide.
Oh, no.
For Scott Harris.
We will find that out. I
to
promise you, we will find out if those prospects flame out. Somebody that's in that front office that was opposed to that deal will eventually talk after Scott Harris gets fired and be like, when that deal went down, nobody else wanted to do it but Scott, and he was appeasing Skubal, and that's why that deal happened.
Well, and
eventually,
that source is probably going to track the players. That were offered by Milwaukee.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, okay,
that's when it comes out. But if those guys all work out, then you'll never know.
Yeah.
I think that's all part of it. All right. Let's go to Bill in Iron River. Bill, you're next here on the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. What's up, Bill?
Bill? Oh, he did fall asleep a few
hold on a
weeks
second.
ago.
Hold on a second. No, I got the wrong one. That's my fault. Hold on a second. There you go, Bill. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, hey, Sparky, Tim, I got a few points I want to make. If you bear with me. I wonder if Matt Arnold didn't have a dog crap in his kitchen. that was just an aside. But
it got so bad. It was so bad. I threw out the tennis shoes. They were my beat around every.
Good I know what you mean. Yeah, I get that. But it seems to me like the Brewers are always expected to pay more for less, and I would never trade with the Cardinals ever again after that Suppan trade. Well,
they signed Suppan, but
they signed Suppan. They got Kyle Loesch. I mean, we can go through the laundry list of crappy players they got from the Cardinals.
No kidding. No kidding. Another point I want to make is, you remember what Miz said when they asked him about that kid hitting that home run off of him?
What did he say? He said something like, he hit it. Whatever.
He said,
something
well.
Like that. Yeah, oh well, correct.
Oh well, yep. Dude hit it. Yeah, I did notice that, Bill. Now that you say I went, ooh, yeah, no, you don't oh well.
Here's my
That's
point.
got a little Christian Yelich in him, right?
That's what I was just going to say. If that's how Christian Yelich is the leader in that clubhouse, I'm not sure that's a positive.
Okay.
Because I remember Christian Yelich, that's just baseball. Oh, well, that's just baseball.
Yeah, but I mean, I can argue that that's not the worst mentality to have either. Thanks for the call, Bill. I can argue it's not the worst mentality to have, because you don't want to sit there and linger and beat yourself up over it or whatever. If you threw a good pitch, the guy hit it, tip your cap, whatever. You got me.
It's not a good pitch.
So be it. If you hung a pitch, like you hung a breaking ball or something, and the guy hammered it, and you threw a bad pitch, and you go, hey, I threw a bad pitch. I hung a curveball, and he tattooed it. If I threw a great pitch and he hit it, it's like you tip your hat to the hitter and go,
I will
okay.
make the argument that any ball that goes over the wall that way is a bad pitch. So just saying. Hey, by the way, speaking of Christian Yelich, raise your hand if you wanted Gary Sanchez to pinch hit for him in the 7th inning with 2 on and 1 out. Did anyone believe anything good was going to happen in that AB right now?
I did not.
Did you notice also a little tweak of the batting stance for Yelly? He's fighting it.
Well, he's got to try something, dude.
He does. Agreed.
Regardless, you got to try something. Let's go to Harley at the VA. You're next here on Potawatomi Sportsbook Post Game Show with Tim Allen and Sparky. What's up?
Hey, Sparky. Hey, Timmy. I'm going to jump on the hypothetical roulette wheel, seeing it spinning tonight. I think this lands on Mark Attanasio. I think Matt Arnold is an extremely smart general manager.
Agreed.
I think he called up Anancio and said, hey, listen, we're going to trade Henderson, Lara, Frelick, whatever, for the Detroit pitcher.
Skubal.
And as you were speaking earlier, Sparky, I think he should can it. I think he said, no, I got a minor league, lined up for the next 3 or 4 years, and I'm going to ride this train. And I think it all lands on him. I think Arnold had it lined up, and Anancio killed it.
Does Arnold have to go to Mark? All right, Harley, thank you.
He's the owner.
No. But on a trade,
I would.
I could see Arnold going to him, and I would want that too if I'm the owner. You come to me when it comes time for money. But on trades, that's you and your analytical department.
I don't know, man. It all depends on how
what's Mark going to say about some minor leaguer and analytics and projections?
Come on, man. I mean, we've seen owners make trades without the GM even knowing. Herb Cole made a deal for the Bucks, and the GM never knew that he made the deal. Jerry Jones back in the day did that same crap. Now, again, he was the owner, GM, whatever, but yeah, man, this type of stuff happens. Do you not remember Melvin and Attanasio? We were talking about Kyle Loesch back in the day, and Doug would come on the station over and over again back in Milwaukee and say, dude, number one, he's an older player. Number two, he's too expensive. So it's not happening, guys. Like, you can bring it up, but we're not doing it. It's not happening, whatever else.
And then next thing you know, went to the agent.
Yeah, Boris. And when it got Loesch anyhow.
Yeah.
And Rick's like, okay, I guess we can afford it then. I guess we're bringing him in.
Guy.
Right. So he has a proven track record of meddling and doing crap. So to say that he negated this, maybe. I doubt it, though. I mean, I just doubt it. Remember, there was a report on Friday that came out, Rosenthal or whoever, that said, hey, man, the Brewers claim, somebody from the Brewers told them they're going to pay Skubal's contract rest of the way out. Money's not going to be an issue here. So that opened up the gates of saying, okay, well, if they're going to pay it, they're not going to ask Detroit to pay any of the rest of the money, $11 million or whatever it was, then, okay, we should be open for business. Bruce should be able to go make a deal. So I don't think, I could be wrong. I don't think Mark got in there and indicated it.
I find it hard to believe you couldn't outbid anyone.
That deal is horrible. Like, if there was more than the Dodgers bidding, I would imagine 2, 3, 4 other teams could have had a better offer than what the Dodgers offered. Easily.
You smell a rat here?
I have no evidence. I'm just saying my theory would be he just didn't want to play in Milwaukee, and they said, okay, we'll send you to LA. Maybe he wants to sign a long-term deal in LA. So he needs to get in front of everybody. Of course. So he goes there, does his thing, and maybe he gets a deal done with LA and stays there, and they want him.
The girlfriend today said, well, I asked her the same thing. Wouldn't you want to sign in LA? She goes, no, because I'm not like that. I root for the little guy. And I'm like, that's because you're a far better human being than me. Because wouldn't any ball player want to go get a World Series ring and then work on your career after that?
Well, it's not even like you're taking a pay cut because they pay everybody top dollar. So it's not like anybody's playing there for nothing.
You might not ever leave.
Right.
Yeah. All right. We'll take a break. Continue to get your reaction here, not only on this 4-3 game, but seriously, that speaking of the game, that 7th inning where the Brewers had the table set, they had momentum in this game. I was convinced they were going to win this game. And then Yelich was up, and I rethought things a little bit. I thought, it might be an opportunity for Gary Sanchez right there.
Yeah.
And it just nope, he struck out, and Contreras struck out. That was tough. All right, we'll come back and get more reaction here. Brewers fall 4-3 and deadline deal talk here on the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios.
It's time to go inside the clubhouse. Hear from the Brewers players, coaches, front office, and writers that covered the team. This is the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show with Tim Allen on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Just the third inning, and obviously how you finish, and it's not what you want, obviously, but how do you kind of process it and move forward?
Just another bad day. Another bad day, and letting guys down again. It's one of those. You kind of go, rewatch, take away the good, learn from the bad, and just keep going forward. I mean, to shout out to Stallings for coming in and picking me up and doing his job, the job that I didn't do. Shout out to the offense, for making a push there at the end. Obviously, came up short. And I take a lot of blame for that one. So
Where do you feel like things you lost, the command or the delivery there in that third inning?
I mean, two base hits up the middle, really it's just, after 2 outs, two base hits, it's kind of sucks, but, it's one of those like, okay, pound the zone still. And then the walk there, had the chance to get out of it, ended up walking the guy. And then, try to go first pitch change up to the guy to the double there, to try to get something, weak pop up or, roll over. Went back to back there, fell behind.
Okay,
2-0.
yeah, we get the gist.
It's so sad.
I feel horrible
I
for
mean,
him.
they talked to him after the game. Arnold and Murphy, you assume they told him you're going to Nashville. See you next year.
I feel bad for him.
That's my guess. But the dude is like just crushed.
I mean,
Brandon Sproat. That's who that was, in case you were wondering.
Yeah, that's Brandon Sproat tonight started. He sounded just like he did down in Houston. And I mean, I feel horrible for the kid. He's got good stuff. He's going to take some time. Mark it down. He's going to be a big part of this in the upcoming years. And so we'll see. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. We'll get back to your calls here in just a second here as the Brewers fall 4-3. It's the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. And this portion of the program brought to you by G2 Insurance. In sports, you want a teammate who's been there before, and in Wisconsin, that teammate is G2 Insurance Services. They aren't just an agency, they're your friend in insurance. Whether you're a business owner needing a specialized BOP or a homeowner protecting your family, G2 builds relationships on honesty and value. From auto and home to complex commercial coverage, Tom and the team at G2 have been the neighborhood pros since 2004. Don't get caught without a game plan. Call G2 Insurance Services today, 262-784-0644, or visit g2ins.com. G2 Insurance, your friend in insurance. All right, let's go to Nate leaving American Family Field. Nate, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's up?
Well, it was kind of a fun game to be at because I believe Joey had 3 of the 6 hits.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All infield singles.
Crazy.
Right, and he also hit. He's the only guy that made contact with 2 strikes in the 9th.
Yeah, and then the next 6 pitches were strikeouts. 2 strikeouts. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so we didn't have a chance to pinch hit Sanchez for Yelich in the 9th, unfortunately. But anyway, as far as the trade deadline goes, it's kind of connected to Yelich too, because Yelich is the one guy they signed long term to one of these big contracts, and look where they are now with it, right? That's operating like a big market team. And then you look at, I wouldn't give up Henderson for Skubal. It seems really fishy what the Dodgers did. And then you look at, it's on the trade deadline. Yeah, it's always frustrating the Brewers don't do something, but you just look at what the Padres are. and they go for it every year, and then they get worse and worse, and it never materializes.
They went for it again today too.
Well, I mean, what
they're
did
not
the
doing the
Brewers?
World Series.
The Brewers have reached a plateau where it's time to take the next step. And I've said this here. Thanks for the call, Nate. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Winning all these division titles and winning all these games is super cool. I don't think anyone's going to argue with that. We've taken a giant leap since 26 years of playoff drought. We've taken a giant leap of 2008 just getting in the playoffs, 2011 getting right there to the NLCS. Yep. Didn't work. And you move on and you start building 2018. It's right there. Then you get on this run where it's playoff and playoff and playoff and playoff and playoff and division title after division title after division title, which is all good. What is next then? And you're doing all this without the splashy moves at the deadline. What then tells you is next? Organization, what tells you is, it's telling you what's next. It's laying it out there for you. I understand it's not linear, and I get that. But it sure seems like it is here because you're in a holding pattern of good. That's a great situation to be in. Now get in the holding pattern of being great. And to get to great, what do you have to do? Add on to really good. They just didn't do that. They have not done that. You can try and justify it any way you want. The last couple of years, justify it any way you want. Things didn't materialize. Trade didn't get to the finish line. All of these things. The other guys offered more. We had our prospects ranked lower, higher, or in between. You justify it all you want. All I know is that we're really good. Now it's time to be great. And Dustin May and a couple of relievers doesn't scream great, does it?
Absolutely not. No. But again, are they better? Yeah. They're better.
I think they're a better baseball team because of this.
They're better. Yeah, I would agree.
All right, let's go to Zach on the north side. Zach, what's going on?
What's up, fellas?
What's going on, Zach?
What are we doing?
Good question, Zach.
Okay.
What are we doing? So I went into this trade deadline. I go, just get another arm in the bull, get a firearm in the bullpen, just one more arm. You don't need starting pitching. Everybody wanted school. I go, I trust our guys. I trust Ms. Harrison and Henderson to be your core three in the playoffs. I would have been just fine with that. So I go, no, we don't need Scooble. So then I go, hey, guys, Yelich looks horrible. I have never seen him this bad. I don't know if he's going to come out of this because he's just so terrible. So I go, okay, let's get a nice bat. We don't need an incredible bat. Let's just get a little bit more pop. Let's get a guy hitting 260 that can hit you with the ceiling of 25 to 30 homers. You know, he doesn't have to be incredible. Let's just get a nice bat for insurance, just in case this is how Yelich is for the rest of the year. So they don't do any of that. They get some starter that we don't even need, and they give 2 fire prospects to the Cardinals. Are you kidding me right now, Tim and Sparky? Are you kidding me?
I wish I was. I wish I was, Zach.
Thank you.
I want to leave you with one more thing before I go. And then I'll hang up and you guys can talk about this. Since we didn't get a bat, is Andrew, I know everybody's going, he needs to develop more. Is Andrew Fisher, is it a thing we can do? Just bring him up and test him out for 2 weeks?
Would love it.
Because I would love to see him.
Me too.
He was in the World Baseball Classic.
Yep.
He was in it.
Facing Major League pitching, too.
Yep.
Sure
and
was.
Balled out, yes.
Balled out. Thanks for the call. So
Yep.
this is the thing about Andrew Vaughn. He's not a top 100 guy because
Andrew
Sam
Fisher.
Dykstra and my guys at MLB Pipeline, we go back and forth about this because his strikeout rate is too high. So they don't want to put him on the top 100 list, even though he's hitting like 290, 295, whatever it is. That apparently doesn't matter. That's the same knock that Ragsdale had to a degree. I think his strikeout rate was in the mid-30s or something like that. Same reason why he was behind Braylon Payne on that, pipeline list or whatever the case may be. But I'm with all y'all. This dude's going to hit 40 bombs, 45 bombs. Yeah, I'll take a chance on him at third base. Let's just see what it looks like and then go from there. But they're not going to do that because they're not promoting somebody from AA to the big leagues without some type of long-term contract because they don't want to make a move on the 40-man roster. Then he strikes out and goes Brad Nelson and goes like 0 for 30 or something to start his career, and then you're stuck. So
crush some confidence.
Correct.
I do think that would give a jolt of energy. This offense has been scuffling, let's face it.
No doubt.
They have been. Justin in North Carolina, our good friend. What's going on, Justin?
Hey, man, I'm real pissed off, but I got to ask Sparky one clarification question real quick before I try to Tim Allen wrap this joint. Sparky, when you were talking earlier and you said, you alluded kind of that Pat Murphy and Matt Arnold won the awards that they won because the major baseball writers choose us to be a mediocre baseball team.
Correct.
Am I off on that, Spark?
That's correct. They did it again this year. They projected him at like 84, 85 this year.
That has to be the most realist take I've ever heard. And we're going to gas Murphy up and we're going to gas Arnold up like they're these great guys. And they're not bad guys. I'm not saying
they're really good at what they do. But again, I mean, the reason they keep winning the award is because they continue to doubt them in the national media. That's how they win it.
No, for sure. And so that gets me to Murphy, right? Like that stuff he pulled tonight, that's just complete stupidity to me. You're pulling this kid, and I understand. And I was listening to the game on the radio. They did not depict the wild pitches to being. Could Contreras have caught those balls or no?
No, they were bad. They were really bad. But even when Murphy walked out, Vinny Ratina was like, well, surely he's not going to pull him here, is he? And then up comes the hand. He goes, and I guess he is pulling him.
I love it.
You pull the guy. We got 17 games straight. And Pat Murphy punts more games and more series than any manager in Brewers history, in my opinion. So don't pull this guy then. Let him wear it. Let's move on to the next game because you did it against the Los Angeles Angels before that. You did it against the Giants. You started that pizza name guy in it. I'm just so him. The cheese and pepperoni guy.
Yeah.
And then you go to this trade deadline. I just saw Frias, Sparky. I just saw him a couple days ago. And the kid has the moxie. Gary Ellison word. If you don't know about Gary Ellison, you're something wrong with you. Anyways, he has that moxie. And we trade him. We just get rid of him.
He literally saw him. He's playing down in Carolina. So he literally saw him.
Yeah. The bet is two guys. Mate, Churio, and maybe Terang, that I've heard the sound off that like the bat. And then you get rid of this guy for a bunch of bums. I don't, and I know Dustin May, he had a no-hitter. Yeah. And then he gave up 6 runs to the stupid Kansas City Royals without Bobby Witt Jr. What the hell are we doing? I'm so mad, and I'm tired of these Milwaukee Brewers playing in my face. I'm going to go because I'm mad. But Sparky, when Trail called earlier, I thought he was really upset. And I was like, man, why this dude so mad? And I was happy when you said Coleman Crow. And then you broke my heart. You said Frias. And you said Ragsdale. And I'm mad. Tim, I'm just mad. Hey, free Tim, free Sparky, free the pipe bomb, free the Brewers fans. Like, we need a World Series, damn it, right now.
Good call,
feel
Justin.
better? Yeah. You feel better.
So today that was wonderful on our show. So Charlie's like, oh, hey, I got the guys. I'm like, okay, cool. Who are they? And he goes, it's Josh Nuff and Coleman Crow. Those are the 2 guys that are being reported. So I bring Tim Dillard on. I tell him what the deal is. I was like, that's pretty good. Like, I mean, Nuff may be good, but hell, that's a great deal by Matt Arnold. That's great. And then I look over the text line after the Dillard interview, and they're like, I don't think that's a real account. I don't see anybody else that has that. He must be looking at a fake account. I was like, so I tell Charlie, we go to break. I have Matt Pauley of the Cardinals, does pre and post game. Used to do the Brewers pre and post game. He's coming on right away. Poor Matt Pauley. Because we find out in that break leading to him that what they gave up, and I lost my ever-loving mind when I found out what that deal was. Just screaming and yelling.
Paulie's a straight-laced dude.
Yeah, and Paulie's laughing. He's like, well, I feel better about this deal. Now that I heard you just go crazy about the 2 guys you gave up, I feel a lot better about that deal. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. It's tough times, but this is a good baseball team. I got to keep saying that because it's true, and they are. Baseball coverage on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi, one price, 5 years guaranteed. Xfinity, imagine that. Tim and Sparky, Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Talking Brewers and their situation, trade deadline in the rear view mirror, and we're talking about it here. A quick programming note. We are going to stay on in Milwaukee for another half hour. Those of you along the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, you can grab that Odyssey app. It is free, or head to youtube.com, WI Sports Radio.
Or wisportsradio.com. That works too.
WIsportsradio.com also. And you guys, two guys have been holding on forever.
Over an hour.
We'll get you. I'm so sorry. We'll get you on now. CB, hang in there. We'll get to Marshall first here. Marshall, shoot. You've been on a long time. Thanks.
Appreciate it, guys. And it's been okay listening to everybody else tonight. I mean, and I appreciate the passion that people have brought to this. You guys through the callers, and it's been a while since I've been on. Those West Coast hours are not the easiest at times, guys. I'll admit.
Next week we do it again, Marshall.
Yep.
Next week it comes back again, but anyway, I'm generally speaking, I'm with you all. I guess Zach and Justin are speaking for me a little bit tonight, and some others. As old Bill Michaels would say, a cast of thousands. I just have been feeling all along that our hitting woes, that's what needed to be addressed more than pitching. I agree that May has some upside. The road record does worry me a bit, though, guys. And I just think in general, you said it really better than anybody. If not now, when? The last 2 years, it's been right there. And as one of my favorite athletes likes to always say, and God bless her cancer recovery, she would always say, even on the air, be bold and brave. That's what the
Take
Brewers
some risks once in a while. All right, Marshall, you got a joke for us? We got to turn you loose. But
he does jokes now.
Yeah, he does.
It's a good one today. Why did the cookie go to the hospital?
Why?
Because he felt crummy, and you might say that joke. That's the way the cookie crumbles, and that's the way we're all feeling tonight.
All right, Marshall. Thanks for the call. When did he start doing jokes? He didn't do jokes back when I did the show.
Last year, I think.
That's
started.
new. All
Last
right,
year, the year before.
CB North Side. You're next. What's up, CB?
What's going on, man?
No joke, CB. Anything but a joke.
No, I ain't gonna do no joke.
Good, thank you.
Two things. Sparky hit it dead on earlier when he said, as far as the summertime, and the Brewers just want to be relevant and maybe sell Miz jerseys and different things like that. And number two, if you listen to Murphy, pretty much he's saying the Brewers just want to draft and develop. They don't want to empty out the farm system. They just want to draft and develop. Tell me what y'all think about that.
Yep, and it appears on top of all of what you just said, CB, thanks, man. It's great hearing from you. Been hearing from him for 20 years.
Yep.
It also appears that this organization, you only get one. And by that, I mean you get one big contract at a time. That's all. You get a Ryan Braun or you get a Christian Yelich.
And Yelich has 2 years left, and then you can get another one.
And then you get one more.
Correct.
Right?
Well, we think, but we've never seen them sign several guys that are young to long-term deals.
That might be their new trick. Instead of just one, let's divvy it all up and go young and get three for the price of one.
One would hope you sign Madej to a long-term deal. One would hope Fisher gets a long-term deal.
Wouldn't you think they've been trying? If you sign Lara,
the rule seemingly is you have to get to AAA before they give the money. That's what it has been so far. They've not paid anybody in AA. Churio had a cup of coffee in AAA before they paid him.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to turn our network stations loose here, but we are going to stay on in Milwaukee, 1250 AM, 105.7 FM. And we're there on the Odyssey app, and we will be there on YouTube, WI Sports Radio on YouTube, and wisportsradio.com. So plenty of ways you can check us out for the next half hour. We're going to hear from Matt Arnold. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to stay on late. I have not heard this yet.
And Pat Murphy from after the game.
And we'll hear from Murph from after the game as well. So stick around. Still a lot to get to. If you want to participate, we'll make room for you at 414-677-1250 on the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. Offense has scored 6 runs in their last 3 games. They're 3-4 in their last 7 games. This offense is a lot better than what they're showing lately. Would we be having these passionate conversations if the offense was going gangbusters?
No.
I don't think we would as much. They're just in a funk right now, this offense. They're better than what they're showing right now. I'm convinced of that. All right, we'll take a break and be right back. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
The game is over. Welcome to the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. Bet above the rest. Only at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Milwaukee. After the last pitch, you've made the switch for 21 seasons. We'll hear from the manager, the players, and the highlights from the game. It's time to talk about the game and the team with Tim Allen on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
We've been talking about it. The trade deadline, it passed at 5 p.m. earlier today, and we're back on here in Milwaukee, 1250 a.m., 105.7 FM, The Fan, and free on your Odyssey app, wisportsradio.com, on YouTube, same tag there. And we're talking Brewers baseball. 4-3, the Brewers lose tonight to the Pirates. They get swept prior to the break by this Pirates team. The Pirates coming into today, I want to say there were 3 games back when I looked earlier, maybe 3.5, out of a wild card spot. They added to get better.
They redid their whole damn bullpen.
And so now, I mean, these interdivision games between the Brewers and Pirates get a little tougher now.
So the Pirates right now after tonight are 3 games back, but in front of them, the Marlins a game and a half, the Padres, who added 2 good starting pitchers, a game out, then the D-backs in the 3rd spot, then the Phillies by a half game, then the Cubs have the Padres by 4.5 in that top spot.
So, I mean, again, the Pirates just seem to be a pest to the Brewers. We'll read some text messages. We'll get to Pat Murphy after today's game. And also Matt Arnold will address that trade deadline situation. You also have some information on the Yankees' reaction to that Skubal deal.
Okay, so this is from Jorge Castillo. Who is he? ESPN baseball reporter. Brian Cashman confirmed he spoke to the Tigers about Derek Skubal. Quote, they set a high price, and to be honest, we weren't able to get them off of what they said they might work. But at the same time, they were communicating that it also might not even win the day. And then they kind of went silent, I think, after they got what they were looking for, end quote.
Now, again.
So, again, if they're telling you, even if you come with a better offer, it's not going to matter. Well,
maybe.
They could have done the same thing to the Brewers. Again, like I said, if this was hey, we'll take care of you, Skubal, on the way out here. If that's what this was about just getting him to his team.
That's crazy.
Kind of
that's
like Giannis trying to get Giannis to Miami, right? I mean, could have been the same thing. Giannis wanted to go to Miami. They got him to Miami.
And they may have gotten a better offer elsewhere.
Yeah, who knows? I'm just saying, like, we're seeing more and more of that these days where, these front offices are taking care of players because they want the good PR and the good pub around the league about, those guys will take care of you. They took care of me and got me where I wanted to go.
I mean, your job in Detroit is to win the World Series at some point.
I agree.
And not to make Derek Skubal happy. I mean, it's nice, but the world can be cruel at times. Your occupational life can be a little cruel at times. I mean, I find it hard to believe the Brewers couldn't beat that deal. That's all I got to say about it.
Again,
it's hard to believe.
Let's see. This is from the 715. Pitching acquisitions or lack of aren't the problem. These problems are the veterans and team leaders do not produce at bat, especially under pressure or to earn their money. Yelich's $26 million wasteful contract is actually the reason you can sign Skubal, Snell, Glasnow, etc.
No, well, I would say the vast majority of big money deals like Yelich's, you're overpaying at the end of those deals.
Yes.
You know that going in.
Yep.
So this is not a surprise that I don't equate the money with Yelich. I really don't. So I knew toward the end of this deal that it's probably not going to be worth it toward the end, but it sure was worth it in 18-19, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It was worth every dime in 18 and 19. This close to getting to the World Series because of that dude. You don't get that from Yelich in 18. You don't sniff Game 7 of the NLCS. So let's just remember that. Tail end of contracts, they tend not to work out on big money deals.
And it's horrible because last year it was like, holy crap, if he's that next year, this is going to be unbelievable. And then he can't do it again. From the 920, I'll get crushed for this, but I don't care. Wanted more like everyone else. But a month ago, we loved this team and loved this front office. Sure, we had holes to fill. It's a well-run team that has made great decisions. What changed besides the trade deadline? It's done now, and we got what we got. Let's back the players we have. They got us this far. Let's see how far they can take us. We're still in the fight. Go Crew. I like it.
Yes, I like that too. And I will also say the same thing I said yesterday, and that is sometimes, things like this tend to police themselves, and professional sports they lay out drama for us, and it's theater a little bit. And sometimes that no-brainer does not come to fruition. It's not a no-brainer. It's not a no-brainer. The LA Dodgers are going to win that World Series this year. It's not. And I think if you play that 7-game set today, there's quite possibly a different winner. Or I will say this, there won't be as bad a showing for Milwaukee in that series against LA. I don't buy that. I will not buy that. The Brewers have learned each and every year from getting bounced. And I think they're going to learn again. We'll see. They're still, I've been saying it the whole time, over 2 hours now. They're a really good baseball team right now. It's not like they turned into a bad baseball team, guys.
Correct.
They actually got a little bit better.
Yep. From the 920, people say that Yelich is the captain. If he is the leader, we are told that he is, he would have a frank conversation with Murph and Arnold and tell them my production is suffering. You need to play me less so others can step up and play more. Yelly needs to step up and take some responsibility.
I don't know if that conversation hasn't been talked about. They're trying everything they can. At some point, he's going to get a pinch hit for you. Watch.
But he's not going to lose his starting job.
He's hitting 234.
Joey Ortiz has a better batting average now.
His on base is 319.
Mm-hmm.
His slug is 370 something. Is that what it was?
Let me go back here. Yeah, it's not good. I know that much. We went
bad.
over this. It's not good.
If you're not going to hit sandwiched around William Contreras, Jake Bowers, Jackson Churio, and Bryce Terang, whoa.
234, 319, 376 slug.
376
Joey Ortiz, 241, 307 on base, 357 slug.
But we measure Joey a little different way, don't we?
Look, yeah. Of course we do.
That's actually good for Joey.
Hell yes.
Those same numbers are bad for Yelich. That's
Correct.
just how that works.
But one has shown the ability to get hot for a little while.
Yeah.
Yelich hasn't even done that. I mean, Ortiz hit 309 in July with a 356 on base and 574 slugging. I mean, that's on
good.
fire. Now, again, Ortiz did that in
That's
separate
good
months.
for anybody.
2 separate months last year where he caught fire as well. Now, let's look at Christian Yelich on the game log. What is his best month? Last month, 205, 311 on base, 375 slugging.
Okay, we're only a few days into August. That's 205 in July. That's going on right now.
205 in July, correct. 253 in May. No, that's June. 253 in June, 345 on base, 337 slug in June.
He was getting on base, though.
In May, 208, 276 on base, but his slug was 434. And then his best month was April, probably when his back felt the best. 294, 351 on base, 412 slug.
Needs to hit fifth or sixth.
In March, 353, 421, 529. Again, I'm not saying it's all his back, but once we got to May, right around, I don't know, somewhere around May 20th or so, that's kind of when maybe it started to go sideways a little bit. And again, we don't know if it's his back or not.
It might be.
It would make sense if it was.
Total sense. Total sense. All right. So we'll get to Pat Murphy in just a little bit. I've been waiting for this. Let's hear from Matt Arnold, who spoke during the game.
After the
media.
second inning, I believe it was in the dining room.
Yep. So check it out. Here's the Brewers president of baseball ops.
Sure. How do you feel coming off the deadline?
Yeah, honestly, like I think we were in on a lot of things. I think we did what we can to help the team, and when you're in on a lot of stuff, there's certainly some things where you come up short, and you just gotta pick yourself up and dust yourself off and try to do what you can to get the next thing. And ultimately, I think we were able to accomplish a lot over the last 48 hours to get some stuff done to really help the team.
One of those
I'm not going to talk about specific guys. Obviously, we were in on a lot of different things, and like I said, if you're able to access what you can, you get it, and if not, you move on.
You cast a wide net, you always
Yeah.
tell us, but was pitching at the top of the list?
Yeah, certainly. I think especially this time of year, like it's really you can never have enough pitching, and I think the guys that we got are pretty battle tested, experienced guys. Talked about Dustin May and Jojo Romero and Antonio Senzatella. Like these guys have pitched in some big games, and they're tough and they're experienced, and so I think they're going to fit in really well.
Was postseason experience on the list?
Yeah, certainly a factor. I think 2 of the 3 guys have pitched in postseason, so yeah, it was absolutely a factor.
With the team's record and obviously the success they've had in the regular season, how did you, identify that pitching was the area that the team needed?
Yeah,
most?
I think, look, you get in this time of year, you always need as much pitching as you can, and I think these guys just fit in very different ways, and we're still working through what those roles are going to look like, but we're excited to have all of them.
Man, how aggressively did you look at potential offensive upgrades to help out that area?
Yeah, spent a lot of minutes on a ton of different things. We probably don't have enough time to go through all of it, but I can tell you we were on play on a lot of stuff this week.
May's had like the velo bump this year. It looks like fastball shapes and stuff. It looked really good for him. Just how do you guys view the stuff?
Yeah, stuff is really, really electric. I mean, he's honestly, you saw what he did with us against us a couple weeks ago, and he was really, 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 really good. So again, he's a guy that we're happy to have on our side.
What's the status of Romero?
Yeah, so he had an appendix removal not that long ago. It sounds like it's going to be a couple weeks. I just talked to him. He's great. He's already throwing back, and he says he feels really good.
You talked about roles, Matt, with Harrison coming back, and now
Yeah.
May. There's a surplus of quote-unquote starters.
Sure.
Will you go with like an expanded rotation? Will somebody move to the pen? Will multiple guys kind of go back and forth? What's the thought?
Yeah, still working through what those roles will look like. But again, like I think when you start to there's sort of 2 different phases of this. One is obviously getting to the postseason, which we need to do, and we're going to need the innings there. When you get into the postseason, it's kind of an all hands on deck, scenario. And I think we're going to have all these guys available to hopefully help us in both cases.
Will May jump right into the rotation?
I think that's the plan. Yeah, at this point.
What package you guys gave up for the Cardinals?
Sure.
Higher ranked prospects.
Yeah.
You guys, some helium. Not exactly what we're used to seeing you guys give up in terms of just the amount there.
Yeah.
What made you comfortable?
Yeah, prices are high this time of year, so you got to give up something to get something, and we like those guys. Certainly, like guys like Frias and Ragsdale are really, really talented players. But again, we're happy with the guys we got back for sure.
How did this deadline compare to deadlines in the past? I feel like you guys have found yourself in a similar spot as years past. So what did you see in the market this year?
Yeah, it was very active this year. I think maybe a little bit even more so than it was in the past. So there were a ton of different conversations we were having in all directions. But yeah, we just did what we could to help the team.
Were you more willing to give up more?
I think certainly we were open to it. I think again we wanted to do what we could do to help the team, and that means probably less guys off limits. And we talked about so many different combinations to try to help the group.
Fans always kind of want big splashes for their team.
Sure.
This time of year. What is your or how do you try to approach that? Being responsible, trying to make
Yeah.
sure the team is not only successful but also stay successful.
Yeah, I mean, we certainly talked about doing some irresponsible stuff as well. But I would say like we tried to thread the needle, as Murph says, and I hopefully we accomplished that.
How did the upcoming part responsible?
Sorry.
How fine is that line between being responsible and
Yeah, I think. Look, I think we were prepared to push a lot of chips in, and certainly, and look, I think we did. To the question earlier, I mean, we like the guys that we gave up this week, but again, we had to give up something to get something.
Does the Dodgers getting Struble impact your approach after that at all? Given you have to.
No, they're already really good. We know that, and we got to go through them to get where we want to be.
When do you think you'll have the new guys here?
It sounds like tomorrow or even late tonight.
Matt, what went into the decision to move on from Hoyer so quickly to get him over the weekend?
Yeah, good arm. Again, we're fortunate that we have a roster that's really strong, and just felt like it was somebody that we were able to move on from. But again, those are tough. You have to take guys off the roster.
To go back to that Cleveland trade too over the weekend, how did you guys weigh what Yoho's future value might have been here compared to the guys that you were able
Yeah,
to
Yoho's did a great job for us. And I think the sky's the limit for him, honestly. And the one thing I think for us in that scenario was we really wanted to add catching depth. And I think in this time of year, if you have any kind of catching injury, it's always really tough. And Naylor's a really talented guy who's had experience in the big leagues with experience game planning and all those things that we like. So we were really happy to get Naylor.
Potential for him on this roster change at all?
Yeah, I mean, look, we have a really talented bullpen, and Craig was certainly, I think, part of that. Again, just have to give up something that you like to get something that you like, and I think in this case, it was just sort of a good fit for both sides.
When you see your club after this, do you think World Series? Do you think you made a World Series?
I try not to think that far ahead. I certainly that is on our mind, but we're trying to do what Murph talks about every night, which is win tonight.
Yeah. So you try not to think about it. Yeah, you should think about it. Why wouldn't you think about it? It doesn't take away from trying to win tonight when you say our goal is to make the world and win the World Series.
Now, you never should say our goal is to make it. The goal should be to win it.
To win the World Series.
Right. Correct. At all times, especially if you're good. Now, listen, if you're not good, then that should not be the goal. And you and I had this fight for years.
Should always be the goal.
You and I had this fight for years. Brewers would be horrible year in and year out. 11 years of being horrible. And Tim's like, goals to win the World Series. It's like, no, it's not. The goal is to be 500. We can't even make the playoffs. Let's not start talking about a World Series. You can at least be 500, Tim. No. I'm like, listen, you can say whatever you want. Any manager can say whatever you want. But that guy in that clubhouse and has been there for a minute knows that that's not happening. But realistically, if a couple things go right, maybe we can get over 500. And for 11 straight years, it didn't go right.
And now it's going right.
Yes.
And you want him to take a few risks here and there.
Well, he said, I had some irresponsible thoughts, but, they try to kneel it there so they didn't do something irresponsible.
Why would you use the tag irresponsible for getting a big superstar in a trade?
Well, so
why is that irresponsible?
So what would be irresponsible? Would irresponsible be trading Madej, Pena, and Henderson for Skubal? That's irresponsible, probably, right? 1, 2, and Henderson.
I mean, there's a limit to it. Yes,
correct.
Of course.
So, but that's the thing, though, right? So Matt Arnold has to draw the line in the sand of what he's willing to do. As he said, there was less players off limits at this deadline, maybe than there was at other deadlines, right?
Well, then shouldn't that equate to more trades with the farm system he's got? I mean, I just they are better, and I get it. And it was almost this. You're not net neutral after this, for sure. You're a slightly better baseball team. This could come in way more handy than we're even thinking. When he said these are veteran guys, 2 of the 3 have postseason experience, that could come in really, really handy. You just never know. You never know. Take Cooper Pratt, for example. I'll give a position player analogy. Cooper Pratt tonight facing 98, 99, and 100. He had no chance with life on that fastball. Now, he's young. I get it. But if that's the offense, you're going to have to face that in the postseason, Coop. You got to get going on that, man. I forget the name of the player. I don't think it was. I don't think it was Chandler. It was one of the relievers that came in. Had some really good life on his fastball. Upstairs, Cooper Pratt had no chance. There was 5 fastballs thrown in the sequence.
I can make an argument that Yelich would have no chance. Garrett Mitchell would have no chance. I mean, you're seeing guys on this team struggling with that pitch. And that high fastball. Yes. He's not the only one.
And pitchers are throwing a lot harder these days. I mean, we did this show 10 years ago, 15 years ago. We were enamored by someone that was throwing 96, 97.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're 98, 99, 101. That's crazy. All right, so Pat Murphy spoke before the game.
I got another text here. Bill in Madison says, another trade deadline acquisition, another gas can left-handed reliever. They called him Joe Blow Romero in St. Louis. I guess Andrew Chaffin was unavailable.
The numbers don't indicate that, though.
3.3 ERA. But again, that was pointed out to us from Matt Pauley was he's good as long as you don't tire him out. Then it can go sideways.
Okay. Well, you've got now Ashby and Romero
and
down the
DL
stretch.
Hall.
And well,
you've got
depending
3
on
lefties.
Where you want to do. Does Bryce Wilson stick on this team?
No.
I mean, DL Hall could be that longer type guy.
Sure, right. Yeah, I can't imagine Bryce Wilson sticks. Not that he's done anything wrong necessarily, but
no.
No.
All right, well, let's get to Pat Murphy after his team lost in game 1 of this 4-game series, 4-3 the final.
All right, guys. Yeah, it's frustrating, but the kid is great. He's got so much potential. He really does. He has so much potential, and but again, 2-out walks, things like that. That's big misses, wild pitches. That stuff. You got to keep under control.
Is it a little surprising, that stuff, or is it just a young pitcher that he sort of maybe gets out of whack?
Yeah, it's funny. You think back, and I don't want to do comparisons, but think back to Corbin Burns in 19, and it's like you're shaking your head, like, what's going on here? But this kid has been better than Corbin was in 19, and look what Corbin turned into. So I think there's a lot there, and I think I'm not going to suggest that he's going to turn into Corbin next year, but there's a lot there. Yeah. After this session, Matt and I are going to sit down and we're going to figure out, what the next pieces are. But I'll tell you, Stallings, Ashby, Patrick, they were great to keep us in that game right there. It was good. And their pitching was unbelievable. I mean, that Chandler kid pitched great. I mean, he's throwing 98 to 100. He's competent against us. We hit 5 balls hard. None of them fell. But then Soto, the guy they just got, and the last guy, they were great. I mean, that last guy, that's power stuff in the zone. So that's why they were buyers at the deadline. You know what I mean? So they feel a lot of confidence in their team, and I think they should. They've played us great.
Do you think Sproat might have felt any added pressure coming into this start, just given Harrison getting back, going out and getting made today? Anything that he might have felt extra today?
I will tell you this: if you're going to play in the big leagues, you're going to have pressure. Every outing, every time, if pressure is something that causes you to go a certain way, you're going to be in trouble at this job. So it's just one of those things where it's part of it. It's inherent with it. It's inherent. And here's the thing. If you're referring to Sproat in general, like this kid, or in specifically, this kid's going to be fine. He's going to be fine.
Did you try to figure out those pieces with 2 guys, one coming back, one coming in? Do you foresee moving guys kind of in and out, the young players to manage innings? Or do you like in and out bullpen starting? Or do you think it's better for young guys like that to go start?
Keep on the rotation, keep on their day. Right. In most cases, I would say go down and get your start in and keep your routine and spacing of your days and keep your pitch count up. There is other cases like we did with Chad Patrick last year where we didn't do that. Well, we sent him down at first, then we brought him back, and we put him in the pen. So all those things are on the table for any of those guys that might. I want to call out Stallings tonight. He was magnificent. He's been magnificent every time out. Go ahead. So, yeah, I prefer talking to yourself. How about you? Who do you prefer? Self?
I don't know.
I think that's a one on.
What have you been learning about Stallings?
He's a pitcher, he pitched in a big time program in college, and he's not intimidated out there. He throws, it's command, and it's 3 pitches at any time. We saw a guy from the Angels yesterday, that kid that came in the middle of the game. He shoved on us, and it was command. It was 3-pitch command, and that's what we got with Stallings.
On Stallings, given all the outside noise today, he's maybe another guy watching the moves closely for him to go out and do what he did today.
Yeah. Again, what can you do about it? You know what I mean? Like, he's one of our pitchers with options, and that's what goes on.
What did you see in that one play with Stallings and Contreras? Do you think there was a chance to get the runner charging to third, or like how did that develop?
Yeah, I got to watch it again. I'd rather have a ball hit that bunted that hard. I'd rather have Williams just stay home, and he made a decision to go immediately for it. So then it was about 8, and yeah, could have been a key play. I haven't seen it live, or I haven't seen it on video, so I don't know the timing of it all.
Just in general on that play, do you want the catcher to almost always stay back and stay back to like?
Yeah. You want to first give it the opportunity. The ball bunted like that, you're going to get it out. Okay, so catcher stays home. Guy goes. So I would say he'd tell you that he probably made a bad read.
Going back to the conversation on pressure, Joey's picked up the lineup well with Contreras, Churio, and Yelly show. What does that mean to you?
Joey's whatever we've asked of him, he's done a good job. He didn't exactly kill the ball tonight. You know what I mean? He got 3 hits, and it looks like he's, but I'm just pleased he's hanging in there. He's battling. He's playing great defense wherever we put him. Hamilton too. Hamilton had 2 great at bats, lined out, base hit. There's some good bats in there tonight. Vaughn had 2 good at bats. Bowers had 2 good at bats. William smashed the ball on the right field line. Yelly hit a ball first inning, 105 double play. Churio had 2 good at bats. Terang had 2 good at bats, 3 good at bats. Yeah, when you hit 5 balls hard early and nothing falls, and the pitcher's as good as those pitchers were, you're going to be in for a long night.
Schroeder
we battled and we put ourselves in a position to win.
Bill Schroeder always says the worm's going to turn. The worm will turn,
or it's going to die.
No.
Well,
no.
One or the other. The worm's going to die. I mean, that could happen too.
This offense has been hitting into some really rough luck. Let's face it. We watch every game. We see all the at-bats. They've been hitting into some rough luck. That's going to change. So they are going to be a better offense.
Let's talk. Can we real quickly? I know we got to wrap it up and all that. Scott Harris, who is the president of baseball operations for the Tigers, he's the one that pulled the trigger here at the end of the day to make the deal for Skubal to the Dodgers. He had a little presser, whatever the case may be, talking to media and so forth. This is from Brad Galley on X. Scott Harris talking about the Skubal deal.
So I saw some stuff out there about like this notion that had we waited till the deadline day that the return would be different. And so I can just address that directly. We came into this very well prepared. We came into this with a firm idea of the type of deal that we wanted to ultimately land. And we had a deep understanding of what every organization had to offer. I think there is a unique dynamic with a player like Derek Skubal. Markets at the deadline for the top players are just different than the rest of the market. So I understand the sort of like intuition that like, hey, you're supposed to wait till the very last second on a deal and then pull a trigger at the very last second to maximize the return. That's not how markets for the top players work. There was no team that was, pursuing Derek Skubal that was waiting to see if they could get someone else and then pivoting to Tarek if they didn't get him. There weren't these market forces that were ultimately, affecting what, each team's appetite was for, a package to land Skubal. That was very clear in all of my conversations with the teams that we talked to. So the market was the market. The teams that were in, and the teams that weren't in were not in. And unfortunately, in those situations with a player that is truly at the top of the market, that is truly one of one, we had the steering wheel and we could steer it as fast or as slow as we wanted to. And we felt like we put ourselves in a position on Saturday night where it was abundantly clear what every organization was going to be able to do. And we laid down all the offers in front of us and we chose one. So I'm very confident that we absolutely maximized the return that we could get for Tarek Skubal. And I think I saw somewhere that this is the only rental deal ever to have 2 top 100 prospects in it. I don't know if that's true. I haven't done the research, but I'm very excited about the players we got. I'm very confident that we maximize the market, and I'm very confident that the overall health and outlook of this organization is better for how we handled the deal and when we pulled the trigger on it.
I'm probably a little unclear on about 60% of what he just said. 40% I get. These deals were steady, and they weren't going to budge too much, and I kind of got it. However, I would just say this: I wonder what team said, "Hey, before you take a deal from somebody other than me, give me that last call."
He said,
give me it.
Now, I don't have this audio, but this is from that Brad Galley guy as well. Scott Harris said, quote, "That's garbage," end quote, that people think there wasn't a bidding war for Skubal. He said the Tigers could hear, quote, "audible pain," end quote, from other teams as they added on to their offers. Harris said he believes the Tigers received everyone's best offers and then got max added on.
Right. And maybe that's true. I don't know if we're going to know. You think we'll know at some point.
Yeah, because if this thing goes sideways and those guys don't work out, and then once he's fired, mark my words, somebody in that front office is going to leak to somebody of, man, a majority of us didn't want to do that deal. We wanted to do this deal instead. And he went with the other deal.
Tampa had this deal.
Correct.
Or
Milwaukee or the Cubs or the Yankees or whoever else was involved in this. It'll definitely go sideways. And if he's hinging everything on River Ryan, that pitcher, good luck to you. Good luck.
So Ragsdale and Frias. So you add those two. You put in Garrett Mitchell.
No, I think it's probably Pena and then probably 2 or 3 others with a pitcher. But again, if the holdup was the Tigers wanted Logan Henderson and Matt Arnold said no, that we're not doing that, well, then that's where it died.
That's the holdup.
That's where it died then. Yeah.
And they may have said he needs to be in this deal.
Yep, could be.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us. Thanks for hanging out. And we feel a lot better. Well, I do. I feel a lot better. Get back to baseball. Get back to winning baseball games. It's got to start tomorrow and just beat the Pirates and even up the series at a game apiece. Game 2, 6:40, the first pitch. Logan Henderson on the hill, 5 o'clock with you.
Yes, sir.
And the leadoff show, everything you need to know. There's probably going to be some more details, just maybe leaking out about not only the Skubal no deal, but the Brewers deals and potential deals.
And don't forget, Thursday, post-game show at State Fair outside the Expo Center entrance. Tim and I will be out there on Thursday, 4 to 6.
Been a few years since I've broadcasted at State Fair.
Well, you'll be out there several times this year, buddy. We'll get you back into the mix.
Looking forward to it. All right, for Steve Sparky Pfeiffer, my name is Tim Allen. Have a great rest of your night. And remember, despite the outcome, smile, Wisconsin. Bob Uecker is smiling back.